Welcome back, real nerds. It's time for some real talk. I'm your host today for the late debate, Scott, aka Scooter. My new co-host, Troy. How you doing?
I am doing good.
He's a new addition to our shows. He's going to be doing the late debate with me. No schedule yet. We're trying to see how the show goes, but we'll definitely probably do at least another episode after this.
Yes.
We just don't have a schedule for it yet. But thanks for joining us here on Wednesday night. It's really hot out, but we're going to be covering Star Wars versus Star Trek. Obviously, he's Team Star Wars. I'm Team Star Trek.
Yes.
Because he wants to lose.
Everybody knows Star Wars is much cooler,
now,
but well, you know.
Small disclaimer. Obviously, most people are Star Wars and Star Trek fans. So, like, I like both. Yeah. Troy likes both.
Yes.
But, we had to pick one, and I picked Star Trek, and he picked Star Wars. So, just, deal with that.
Yeah. Everybody has their preference, but,
And stipulation is that we're doing only newer Star Trek, newer Star Wars. So, like, I can't pull anything from, like, older Star Trek, and he can't pull anything from the original trilogy.
Yeah, because if we went New Hope, it would be over.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a romp.
Yeah,
so.
Especially with Empire Strikes Back.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That one hurts this argument a lot.
Yeah, it would.
Then I still think it's easy to win, or easy-ish to win against that if you have a good enough argument. But because Empire, it's only one movie. We have TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, now we have one. I can only talk about one.
Oh, we got TV shows.
You got cartoons.
It's on TV. It's a show.
Yeah, you're technically correct. I consider cartoons TV shows too, but a TV show.
I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. Well, and again, in full disclosure, Star Trek does have better TV products. I would say. You would have to say. However, if we're going the whole universe of Star Wars, Star Trek,
it's a good thing we're not.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
good thing we're not. Good thing we're not.
Yeah, you're right. We got parameters. Because listen, there's nothing worse. I don't know if anybody out there has seen the fourth Star Trek movie. Which one was it? The Voyage Home. The most awful steaming pile of crap that I've ever seen.
You obviously don't know the rule.
What was the shit?
The rule of odd numbers. You only watch odd number Star Trek films.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
All the odd
that.
number ones are good. Every even number sucks.
I didn't know about that.
It's a weird Star Trek thing.
The only thing that bad in the Star Wars universe is Phantom Menace. Which listen, I've watched it.
Wow, you're basically saying that's a steaming pile of shit.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. That's all I gotta say.
By the way, huge argument for Star Trek. We don't have a Jar Jar.
Damn it.
So like show me a Jar Jar in Star Trek.
There is no Jar Jar in Star Trek.
Like Will Wheaton's character maybe.
Oh yes,
but but I can't even use that because we can't even use that in this argument. So
yeah.
What's up?
Right.
We win.
I like that. Will Wheaton is Jar Jar Binks of the Star Trek world. That's good.
I love Will Wheaton, by the way. Just saying.
Love what?
I love Will Wheaton.
Yeah, but
not
has he done anything other than?
Yeah, besides you're about to say Big Bang Theory.
I didn't even know he's in Big Bang Theory.
He's in Big Bang Theory. He's not like an everyday character, but he does play in it all the time. And he plays himself.
Does he really?
Yeah, he plays Will Wheaton. And they gaga over in the beginning.
Star Trek is in the... I know it's in the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Remember, it's owned by CBS. And CBS also owns Big Bang Theory.
I don't want anybody out there to kill me. I've maybe watched a handful of Big Bang Theory episodes.
I love it. My wife hates it.
I really got to get into it more because everybody tells me it's funny. And that guy, Sheldon, has his own show.
Getting a new spinoff, called... Sheldon, I think. Actually, I think it's called Sheldon.
Yeah. But I guess we're off the topic. But yeah,
I'm
into that. Sort of. I'm into that though.
It's even numbered. Star Trek movies are best. What?
That's real. I've never heard that before.
I thought it was always odd numbers. I could be wrong.
Someone's telling you.
It's Lord Apoc. It says it's even numbered. Star Trek movies are best.
I
don't know. I've always heard it, but people have always told me it was odd numbers. But the thing is, I'm talking from I'm sorry, I am a Star Trek fan. But one of the other reasons why we're doing it for the newer stuff is because I have actually not seen a lot of the older Star Trek stuff. But the thing is, I've seen all of Star Wars.
Did you see all of Next Generation?
Yeah, I've seen. Okay. I would say I've seen 99% of it.
Okay,
I've probably missed an episode.
Listen, people are gonna get mad at me about this. I know that again. This is a little bit of a.
What are you talking about? You got a strong backbone. You're using Star Wars.
I know, but I see. I'm so fascinated by the whole Star Trek universe.
Are you gonna let me win by like he's gonna debate himself? I don't know.
Really,
Like,
there's no
what up?
debate because everybody knows that Star Wars is better.
It's not. Well, that's not true.
I mean,
That's not even close to being
listen, Trekkies will tell you that Star Wars is better.
true. I mean, I don't think they'd be called Trekkies if they thought Star Wars was better. I think they'd be Ewoks.
they're just trying to be contrarians. They know that everybody knows that Star Wars is better. Everybody knows that. It's just.
But what? Okay, but like you. Because here's the thing: is we don't have any like structure for this show yet. We're gonna figure it out.
We're free flowing.
Yeah, we're free flowing. But I think what we need to do is figure out like maybe like opening statement.
Okay.
You know, like
all right.
hey, what's your opening
counterpoint.
statement for why Star Wars is better than Star Trek?
Are you asking me now? Right now?
Yeah, yeah.
What's my opening?
Like what? Like your broad statement. You know,
Okay,
like just a
all right,
summary of why you think it's better.
Did we explain to everybody what the
Marvel is greater than
were?
DC. It's not better than DC. It's not better than DC at all. DC is way better than Marvel. We're gonna do that on the show at some point.
We are gonna do
Hopefully
that.
you
We are
pick
gonna do
Marvel
that.
so I can do DC.
No, I can't because my favorite
come on.
superhero of all time is in DC.
Is it Batman?
Batman. It's Superman. Everybody knows
Superman.
it's
Okay, we
Superman.
can't do this. Anyways, opening statement.
Okay, opening statement. Why do I feel Star Wars is better than Star Trek?
Yes.
Well, okay. Tell you what. Jotted a couple little notes. You know, I'm not gonna throw my haymakers just yet, but
He's not gonna blow his whole load in the
yeah,
beginning.
you're not gonna shoot the load early. I'll tell you what. The whole universe of Star Wars.
You mean the galaxy far, far away?
The galaxy, okay, the canon of Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
Now, again, we're explaining to people that we're not going the whole universe, the whole canon.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just going within the last, what was it?
The prequel movies.
The prequel movie. So
Rogue
2008.
One.
Or excuse me, are we? But we're not doing Revenge. Excuse me. I always.
You're not doing the original. The only thing you can't use is the original three.
Right, can't do the original three. So we're doing Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Going for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than my opening statement is other than Phantom. Other than Phantom Menace.
Okay.
There is not one bad Star Wars movie, and you cannot at all make that statement with Star Trek. You just can't. You can't. Other than
Nope.
Phantom Menace, you just can't.
God. Oh God.
You can't. There isn't. There's
I'm gonna let you finish. 'Cause I don't want.
okay.
I'm gonna let you finish.
It's just they're high quality. Even Phantom Menace, which
Hold on, Lord of Puck. I got you.
even Phantom Menace that people just didn't like. It wasn't awful.
Pod racing. Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
It was
I'll give you that. It wasn't terrible. Terrible.
it was okay. There was an annoying.
It was a very expensive, decent movie.
It was very expensive.
It was a very
and
expensive
he
movie.
whose name I shall not utter.
Voldemort.
Him. I listen. He was a small part. The mistake got rectified in the next movie. He was a very small part of the following. They made a mistake.
Yeah, they replaced the kid with an older Anakin. That's what they did.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the mistake.
And listen, Darth Maul. Come on, Darth Maul balanced everything.
Okay.
That's basically
All
my
right.
statement. It's
right.
not,
See, the thing is, should I even do an opening statement, or should I argue your opening statement first?
No, you do your
I feel like
opening
it's,
statement, and then we'll.
God damn it, I have so many good thoughts right now, though.
Oh, hit me. No, you know what? No
All right,
need for opening statement.
All right,
Go ahead,
ready?
hit me.
So
with it.
and then I'll do
Okay.
mine, and then you can hit me
Okay.
back. All right, ready?
Yes.
First off, Darth Maul. You are correct. Darth Maul is a great character.
Yeah.
Guess what Star Wars did to him? They fucked him in the butt and said, "You get 10 minutes."
They did. They did.
That man should have been. That
They
man
did.
is so badass.
They did.
He should have been in all 3 films.
Yes.
He should have been should have brought over Anakin. It'd been awesome.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
legit.
yes. I agree.
They screwed that whole thing up. They screwed the pooch on Darth Maul. Darth Maul is and even the thing is, Darth Maul is in Rebels, I believe, or Attack of the Clones. I don't remember. I think it's Attack of the Clones. They bring him back to life.
Right.
Like, and there's a whole huge plot line with that. It's
See,
great.
I didn't even know that. See, I got to get
Yeah.
caught up.
So that's one thing. So
Okay.
so the Star Wars sucks for that reason. They made huge mistakes with that. Jar Jar Binks, you made
Right.
great explanation with that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible. Awful.
But here's the thing: is Star Trek. I guess this is really my opening statements as well. So I guess you can just hit me back with this. Star Trek has universes. Has a universe, right?
A universe.
Star Wars is a galaxy.
Yes.
But I mean, and the thing is, it's portrayed more as a universe though, because
Right.
they're going to different star systems. So I don't know.
Correct.
Darth Maul moved to Insidious. That's pretty true, actually.
Darth Maul what?
He moved to Insidious.
Oh.
You ever seen Insidious? The demon?
No, why?
The demon in
am I-
Insidious looks
why am I
exactly like
drawing
Darth
a
Maul.
complete blank right now. Oh, you're talking about the horror movie.
Yes,
Insidious.
yes.
Okay.
You remember
okay.
the black and red guy?
I just can't. It's been
All right,
so
hold on
long
a second.
since
Somebody put a link to a picture in the chat, and I'll put it up for him.
All right.
But anyways, Star Trek has a vast universe, and I can't say anything about the old TV shows, so I can't use the fact that we have all these TV shows.
Right.
But we do have a new one, and that's Star Trek Discovery, and I watched the first episode. It is phenomenal. It is movie quality TV.
I'm not going to
Secondly-
comment on that because it's going to hurt my side. 'Cause
Secondly,
it was awesome.
we have the trilogy with the Chris Pine movies, right?
yes.
So those 3 movies were all good.
They were
Some were better than others.
they were good.
Some were better than others. The first one was amazing because it was just like this huge, like just brain, like just smash in the face with awesome Star Trek, but like a different timeline. We're not getting a reboot where they're doing the same stuff
Right.
because a lot of reboots they're just kind of rehashing the original
yes,
story.
I'll give you that.
They came in with a whole alternate universe, this whole like crazy thing. Like so we don't even know what's gonna happen, which is awesome, and that gave the whole blank canvas.
Yes.
Which what I love about Star Trek because, and I'm not really gonna use this, but even when they make these new shows, you don't have to watch Star Trek, the Next Generation to understand Star Trek Discovery.
That's true.
You can just start watching Star Trek Discovery and you'll catch on.
That's true.
Or even the same thing. You can watch you could never have watched the original Star Trek and go watch Star Trek, Nemesis. Go watch the movie,
Yes.
and you'd still like enjoy the movie.
Yes,
Maybe.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But it's here's the thing. To before I forget, the Darth Maul point that you brought up, that shows how awesome Star Wars is because they screwed the pooch on that. They knew they screwed the pooch. I don't understand what they were thinking, cutting him out, and having him in such a short part of that movie.
Yeah.
They knew they screwed up. But everybody that watches Star Wars realizes, everybody that's a Star Wars fan goes, Darth Maul was amazing. Was the
badass character.
best part of that movie.
Yeah.
So even as bad as Phantom Menace was, Darth Maul saved it. You can't save the Voyage. Oh, that's right. I'm hitting below the belt again. Those damn.
I'm wearing a high-waisted belt. I'm kind of like Mayweather right now. I got a really good defense because he can't use any of the
I know.
bad stuff.
I can't go to the whale thing.
See,
but,
he agreed to do new stuff. I mean, I was like, okay.
yeah, that's true.
See, the thing is, you were a heavy hitter, so this was kind of my defense, not to have as much content to be pulled from.
Yeah. You're right.
So-
I can't.
Plus,
All right,
this is more relatable to people that aren't maybe into Star Trek or Star Wars, so they've only seen the newer stuff.
Okay. All right. That's
So-
true. Well, okay. And I can't even really because I liked full
What
disclosure.
about Phasma?
Again. Phasma.
Captain Phasma.
Well, you
You know
know.
the chick from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
So he's
I-
talking about. I think he's asking, like, basically, like, she was a Darth Maul character basically for episode 7 because she was only in there for
Yeah,
like
that
5
was
seconds.
the tall with the wasn't she the one with the shiny?
Yeah, silver armor, yeah. But she's supposed to be.
What does he
in
mean?
the-
What about her?
Well, like they basically Darth Mauled her.
Yeah,
She was supposed to be like
they
a.
did,
Yeah,
but-
she was showed as more of like a prevalent character in like the commercials.
Yeah.
And then basically the commercials were her actual parts. But they did say
She
something that
looked cool.
she will be in the next one.
She just looked cool. That to me wasn't even. Yeah, she looked cool, but I can't call
She
her the
is the
Darth
Maul.
Maul of
The
she
new
just looked
series,
Cool.
new
Yeah,
trilogy.
Darth Maul was just a badass. He was just a flat out his lightsaber. He was just a badass.
Funny fact about Star Wars:
Okay.
every time we make a new trilogy, they add another fucking blade to the lightsaber.
I know. If they do another
Come
one,
on.
it'll be a 3-pronged
Yeah, it's
or
gonna
a
be-
4-pronged.
The hilt will
lightsaber.
just be a
Yeah.
freaking lightsaber.
Yeah, but I forgot about Phasma, but look.
Phasma was very forgettable because she was literally only in the movie for a little bit, and Darth Maul was so badass that he left.
Was so
remembrance. Plus the ending fight was with Darth Maul, so you couldn't really forget about him.
Yeah,
Phasma
yeah.
had no good like fight scenes.
Yeah, it wasn't really. And see,
Maul was just a thug.
See, now I
Damn.
want to argue against my point because how much I couldn't stand Kylo Ren.
Kylo. Okay, no, look, I'm gonna defend Kylo Ren, and I hate
with
that
his
I'm doing
hair.
So you hate Kylo Ren probably for the same reason most people hate him. He's a brat. He's spoiled. He acts out like a child even though he's supposed to be an adult. Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
what's the motivation?
Okay, look. So I think this is my theory.
Okay,
I hope this is because then it'd be smart thinking for cinematics.
right,
I always tell my wife I should write for movies because I swear I can make better stories. Even
Right.
though I think everybody says that.
right.
But I hope with the director or whoever, the writers, whatever, they're trying to make him look like that. Like they're purposely portraying him as a conflicting, like bipolar almost child, like who has like these two sides.
Okay.
Trying to, because the thing is, you can tell he's not completely dark. He's not completely light. He's not like, he's definitely doing some dark stuff, but the side that's good on him is really pulling.
You know what he is? You know what he is to me? He's white bread with mayonnaise and American cheese. Boring.
With some caviar on his face.
He was not, I wish that would have spiced it up a little bit. He was so like whiny. And like, what, dude? You're supposed to be the baddest dude in the universe right now. Why are you?
No, he's a quick fix. You ever got that from that movie?
What do you mean?
He was trained by Luke, right? From what we know, he was trained by Luke, and he went to the dark side, right? Because of big old alien face man. I can't remember his name for some reason, but
Snoke.
Yeah, Snoke.
Snoke.
So, what I think is that he got pulled out of training too fast, and then this guy just basically started him on this, the dark side path real fast, and basically just like force fed him.
Okay.
Like think about it, Darth Vader, he was basically a Jedi master before he became Darth Vader.
Right.
This kid might have been. I mean, he was young. He might have been. He might not have been ready, and then force fed dark side shit. So he just has he has too much power for his age.
To me, but you don't even feel when you're watching that movie. You don't feel
Luke was a whiner as well. Yes, that's also true. Thank you, Lord of Pop.
Yes. Okay, I'll give you that.
The thing is, like, if you look at anything, most main characters that whatever, they're always whiny in the beginning. I mean, watch any anime.
Yeah, but it was, it's almost not even so much the whining. It's just I don't feel the danger from him. Like he's watching
not Darth
it.
Vader.
No, he's not. And I'm not trying to compare him to Darth Vader. But I'm sitting there, especially when they're up there talking to Snake. I don't know why.
Snoke,
I can't get they're sitting there, and then the captain of the new Death Star is sitting there, and he's looking at him like, hey, who are you? Like. I'm just gonna, he's like, oh, well, it's his fault, and I'm just gonna walk out of here because, who are you? And it's like, dude, you're supposed to be the baddest dude in the universe. He looks at you like you little petulant child. And I'm like, there's no danger there. Like, he should be cowering. Like, hey, this guy has the force. He could force choke me to death and just kill me. And he's just like, well, I'm out of here because I got shit to do. I got stuff to do. Yeah. And this guy is just, he's got the force, but there's no danger there. And he just seems so whiny. And then when he's wearing a mask.
I think Troy picked the wrong team.
I did. Well, just this one point, it drives me insane. And he takes off his mask and his hair. I felt like he was just going to do one of these things.
Like a Fabio?
Yeah, it's just too pretty. And I couldn't stand it. He annoyed me to no end. But to bring it back to my point, even as annoying as he was, that movie kicked ass. It kicked
Episode
ass.
7?
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sir.
It wasn't as good as Rogue.
How dare you?
Good as Rogue One.
Listen. But, okay, look. Episode 7 is slightly better than Episode 1. Slightly better.
Nah.
Slightly better.
Slightly better.
Slightly better.
Nah. Yeah. Nah.
Philosophy 101 stand up.
No. Listen.
Who's somebody in our philosophy class that's on here right now? What's up?
Somebody in our philosophy
Philosophy 101 stand up.
What was it?
Remember, we were in philosophy together.
Yeah.
That's actually what we met. We were in philosophy together, and then we found out we lived next to each other. It was so weird.
It was Small World. I wonder who that was. Philosophy 101.
It might be the kid. I don't know.
Maybe it's
when he kills
Professor
Han.
Pierce.
That'd be funny as shit.
Professor
when
Pierce.
He kills Han is his decision point. Oh, like you mean his decision point to go to the dark side? I don't think so.
Let me tell you.
But what was I? Oh god, I had a huge point to make. God damn it.
Let me tell you though, that I read a fan theory that was actually pretty interesting. Did Han really? And this is why I'm going to tell everybody why Star Wars is better. This is why Star Wars is better.
Why is Star Wars better?
Because we just spent the past 10 minutes talking exclusively about Star Wars, and everybody forgot about Star Trek.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, you can talk about how bad Star Wars is for 10 minutes. That doesn't mean that Star Trek is worse. You just bashed your own show for 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, because, listen, I didn't bash it. I just bashed Kylo Pert Hair Ren because why was he wearing a mask?
I don't know.
Because he wanted to be
Darth
Vader.
Yeah, he wanted to be like Darth Vader, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he basically, you can tell he basically, like, worships him.
Yeah.
By the way, it was Casey.
Well, kill somebody. Casey.
Yeah, he set, like, 2 in front of me, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, because it was Casey and then I forget the guy's name behind Casey, and then you,
It was me.
and you were all the way in the back.
Yeah, I was in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that's
chilled in the
right.
back.
That's right. Oh, that's interesting. That's somebody from.
Oh yeah, I remember. I do
Small-
remember giving him the name of the show. I just never knew we watched.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cool. Welcome.
But
Star Trek is better.
but yeah. Oh yeah, you were just talking about how 7 was slightly better than.
It's 7 better than episode 1.
I mean,
It's okay. Look, it's a good movie, like visually. So like, I kind of categorize movies in a way. It's like, so like there's cinematic experiences
okay.
like Avatar,
Right.
and then there is like movies.
Okay.
So cinematic experiences to me are something that is like,
Yeah, I'll agree
the
with that.
storyline is cliche, but it's just so beautiful. It's
Yeah,
amazingly
I'll give you
like
that.
the shots are amazing, everything like
Yeah.
that. But the plot and the storyline is kind of just either rehashed or like Avatar is Pocahontas.
Okay.
We all know that. It's
Okay.
Pocahontas.
Right.
You know, it's cliche, but it was visually amazing. Shots were amazing. You know, awesome.
Wait, so that's what you're saying? Phantom Menace.
I'm saying. That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
Force
Episode 7
Awakens.
was episode 4, but polished. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. Just saying that.
You know, I don't. I mean, listen. The story wasn't entirely original. Yes, you're right.
They
But-
went with a safe bet.
And I will say that I think a lot of what my like for it is that it was gone for so long and I couldn't wait for it to be back. So I'm gonna accept it and its flaws, like because Star Wars is back. Yes, that's awesome. Now I also grant you, Rogue One to me is a far superior movie.
Phenomenal movie. Phenomenal
Rogue
movie.
One. You go in the okay. Now we're not talking about the old, but if you go in the whole grand scheme of things, I can go Empire and Return of the Jedi, kind of flip flop both. Like which one I like better. Some days Return of the Jedi, some days Empire Strikes Back. I have to be honest.
Man is a heathen.
Why? What's
Empire Strikes Back is by far the best movie.
Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi, or you talking about Empire Strikes Back? Or wait,
Yeah.
wait, you saying Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi?
No, I'm saying. Oh, excuse me. I'm saying that no. Return of the Jedi.
So 5 and 6.
Yes, I'll go. Okay,
Gotcha.
Return of the Jedi or Empire. I can flip flop.
Oh jeez.
I'm putting Rogue One right beneath both of those, and then I go Return of the Jedi
Now,
behind that. What did I just say? Return of the Jedi, Empire.
see, here's the thing, though, right?
Yeah, I just screwed myself
Lord
up.
Apoc says blame Abrams, but J.J. Abrams also made the Star Trek movies. So you know what the
Right,
thing is?
right.
He likes Star Trek more than Star Wars because he made the Star Trek movies better. So I mean, where's that pencil? Can I see that?
Yeah, there you go.
Can I see that? What's up?
No, I listen. I don't. Okay. I'm not even gonna argue. That was a good point.
Yeah,
That was a good mic drop. Listen, I think J.J. Abrams takes way too much grief. I don't know what people expect. He's not gonna.
He's a great director.
I agree. I completely agree.
Here's some Star Trek for you.
Okay.
This is some Star Trek I wanna. So look, there is Star Trek does amazing things for the community, right? Does amazing things. So Star Trek has its own language.
Okay.
Klingon.
Okay.
A fully functional language. Does Star Wars?
Wookiee.
Wookiee's not a full functioning language.
Oh, like grrr.
And Star Trek is based off of like so the Federation, right?
Right.
The Federation of Planets.
Yes.
Star Trek is all about bringing peace to the universe,
Yes.
making equality equal for everybody. This Star Trek in general is what we aim to be as humans every day.
And realistically, yes. But
Where does Star Wars make us a better people?
Star Wars is about bringing order and balance to the universe.
All right, Yoda, calm down.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. I mean, yeah, if you want to look at it in that prism of realism, yeah, okay.
Because I mean, look at it. If you think about it, Star Wars is such a black and white thing. They're starting to mesh them where it's like you can be a little bit of light, a little bit of dark now.
Right.
Like, 'cause I mean, honestly, I think Luke Skywalker is personally like he is the balance. He's a half and half.
Okay, I was about to say,
I think he's half and half.
if you know any plot lines that are supposed, because little rumors are popping up about what's going to go on in this.
I'm not watching. I'm going to see it, but
Yeah, right.
But the thing is that it's just.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, the whole order and society, making society a better place. Because you also got to remember where that was. That it started in, what was that, 1966, I believe, is when Roddenberry made The
Yeah, I think
original
it's 67.
Yeah, somewhere around then. So that, yeah, you had to think about what the times were going on. I mean, there's nothing like that comparable in '77 when Star Wars came out. I mean, what was the biggest issues in the country in the late '70s? I mean, what the fuel shortage or whatever. I mean,
Another point. Star Trek, right here.
Okay.
Ships.
Oh, it's not even close.
We have better ships.
Not even
We have better
close.
ships.
Yeah,
The science makes more sense in our favor.
It's a science schmience. You got to go
saying.
by faith.
It's realistic.
It's faith versus science.
Exactly.
Science is Star Trek. Faith
Yours is schmuckum. Mine is
Schmuckum. People believe in-
illegitimately decent technical science.
People believe in schmuckum.
They do, and that's the problem.
Nah, I mean, yeah. Okay, look. The Star Destroyer, there is not the Millennium Falcon, a Star Destroyer,
One ship, two ship.
an X-wing, a
Okay.
TIE fighter.
No, okay, those stop there because the rest of the ships you're about to say are barely in any of the movies.
They're in the movie.
Y-wings are barely in the movies.
Well, you can't take away my ships.
B-wings are barely in the movies.
All right, well,
A-wings
just
are barely in the movies.
We'll just go Star Destroyer. A Star Destroyer would whoop the USS Enterprise. It's not even.
I feel like the USS Enterprise would be faster.
I don't. Maybe it'd be faster, maybe. But if they're gonna go head to head and duke it out, that Star Destroyer.
But we don't. But the thing is, we're the Federation. We don't start wars. We just chill, man. Everybody has pot in the Federation. Everybody's just smoking.
Everybody
I mean,
has-
if you watch Orville, which I'm going to consider canon in a way, the Orville, which is basically a Star Trek show.
Yeah.
It's episode 2, I think they had weed brownies.
But listen, Seth MacFarlane says it is not a spoof.
It's not a
or
spoof.
farce.
It's an homage.
Yes, it's an homage. Yeah, an homage. But you can't You even know a Star Destroyer would destroy the USS Enterprise. Now, if you had brought up, and I'm going to help you with your argument, like the
Okay.
Borg ship, maybe the Borg ship would have a shot, but then I could just throw the Death Star at you, and then the Borg would just go bye-bye.
The Federation is France. That is a
Federation has France? You mean the surrender?
yeah. Like they only win wars against themselves, country.
Yeah, see, that helps my side.
Yeah.
I mean, weapons. And you want to talk weapons? Those little, pew pew pew. The little. It looks like a little flip phone.
Yeah, but the thing is, look,
pew pew pew.
they're not in the business of killing people, so they don't need large
gotta defend
lightsabers.
yourself.
Yeah, but the thing is, those little pistols do them just dandy,
And what's the light?
and they're all combat trained.
What are those little?
All of your pilots, where's their combat training? They always get screwed up,
No,
and they all have the same scream.
yeah. But,
Ah!
yeah, but if we're talking lightsaber versus phaser, it's no contest. The lightsaber, who's with beep 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 beep.
Yeah, but how many Jedis are there compared to Starfleet commanders or people that just have phasers in Star Trek?
Oh, we'll just throw some clone troops at you, and then.
But you guys don't have clones anymore.
Damn it.
Think about it. If you're thinking current history, we're talking episode 7. So
No, I'm allowed to have clone.
No,
troops.
you are if you're talking about that time period. But if we're talking about if we were to take a bunch of people from the present and a bunch of people from my present, Star
Right.
Trek, right?
Right.
So basically, Into Darkness or even Discovery, I guess you could say, put them together. I mean, I feel like you have two or three Jedi that you know about.
Okay, forget the Jedi. We don't need the Jedi because if we're going troops versus troops, you're going Federation troops. And again, the Federation is mainly a peacekeeping organization. They're not warmongers. Whereas the Galactic Troopers are going to kick some ass.
Unless you watch Star Trek Into Darkness, then we are warmongers.
Okay. But generally speaking.
Yeah, except for that one was one of the bad movies. So
Yeah, generally, I didn't even think that one was
Trek
that bad.
officers can aim. It's also true. Your stormtroopers
Trek
suck.
officers.
But there's a theory actually about that. I don't know if it's true that the stormtroopers in the movies, the original 3, which we can't technically use, but anyways, the stormtroopers in the original trilogy, they were believed to not be shooting at them on purpose because apparently stormtroopers are supposed to be like the highest trained sharpshooters in the galaxy, right?
Right.
The reason they don't actually shoot them dead on is because they're actually trying to funnel them to areas.
Is that what the theory is?
That's what the theory is. And the thing is, it's almost believable because it's a movie, but
yeah, I've never heard that one before.
Jedi are monks. They are monks, but they're evil monks that not evil, but
They're not evil.
they're monks, they're combative monks.
They're trying to maintain peace, but if they have to fight, they'll fight
Yeah.
to defend. Whereas the Federation of Planets is mainly exploratory. They go out and look for new life and new civilizations.
So here in
boldly
the-
go where no man has gone before.
Exactly, but that's then in Star Wars. It's the Jedi and the Sith. That's a huge plot hole in itself, basically, because you can't have there's no gray area up until like recently. There
What do you
hasn't
mean?
been. You're either light or you're dark. You're either a Sith or you're a Jedi. There is no like regular dude, just like who has regular emotions like a human. Because the thing about the Jedi aren't a race. Like they're not.
Right.
It's a religion.
It's an order, right?
Yeah, it's a religion, and you have to, and by science of the new stuff, you have to have a certain midichlorian rate to be a
Right.
Jedi because you're special because you have cocaine in your system. Whatever.
The Force
That was one of the
cocaine.
biggest problems that Star Wars should have never brought that up.
What about the
midichlorians?
midichlorians?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever get rid of the mystique of what makes you something.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. They kind of got lost in the details there. They're trying to make it so deep that they're just throwing all. It was like, it was unnecessary.
Plus the graphics in that movie, in the original 3,
Yeah.
or the prequels. I mean,
Whoa.
oh gosh,
Wait, what do you mean the graphics?
the prequels, the prequel movies, the Phantom Menace and all them.
Yeah,
it
what
was
do you-
it's too much CGI. That's why it looks so cartoony.
Oh, okay. No,
So
yeah.
cartoony. Star Trek. If you watch the old stuff, I mean, we keep doing this. We might as well just talk about it all, I guess.
Yeah.
But even if you, because I've seen Next Generation, I've seen some of the old stuff. I just haven't watched all of it, so I don't want to speak too much about it. But even if you watch some of the old stuff, there's gonna be spots, especially if you watch it from today, because Star Trek doesn't age very well. Like if you watch old stuff, it's just that if you watch, say, Star Trek reboot now, and you go watch the first episode of Star Trek, there's gonna be a huge difference because of the age. Star Wars is one of those movies that kind of ages well.
Well, if you're going pure, I don't know, I guess special effects or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I mean, you can't look at the original if we're gonna venture into it. If you can't look at the original series, you can see the string, you can see the rubber.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about 4, 5, and 6. I'm talking about the prequel.
No, I'm talking about Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when you were bringing that up, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you go back and you look at it, you just got to accept it for what it is. It wasn't, it wasn't pretty, but at that time, those
It was
were the
still good,
special
yeah.
effects. And it doesn't bother. I could watch it right now and completely enjoy it. Like, everybody
Oh, yeah,
knows
definitely.
that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like both series. So, yeah, I can watch it right now and completely enjoy it. Does it look a little dated? Yeah, sure. But as far as, and I relate this because what you brought up about the CGI in the prequel,
Yeah.
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering.
I basically what I was trying to say, like, too much is bad, but
Yeah.
Star Trek, I was
Yeah.
basically getting the point that even though they didn't have a lot, they did it very well.
Yes, I will. I will agree with that. That they did do it well. And the three prequels with all that they threw in and everything. I don't know. I sometimes I get the feeling like George Lucas finally got all this technology, all this.
He's like, I want to put it
I
all
can
in
use
there.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it in there. Let's just go bing bang boom. And sometimes it took away from the stories, which is what allows people to argue that Star Trek could be tied or equal or better than Star Wars. But if you just accept it for what it, listen, throw out Phantom Menace. It wasn't awful. Okay, we've already talked about Darth Maul and all that. But if you remove Phantom Menace from the prequel, the second two movies were pretty darn good.
Attack of the Clones is good.
Attack of the Clones is good. I get into this debate with guys at work all the time, or one particular guy about Attack of the Clones. He just didn't
I think it's a really
like
good
He
movie.
thought
I think it was,
stupid.
out of all the prequels, out of all three, I think it was the best.
You really like that more than the Sith, huh?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Way better.
I'm surprised.
The
by
Sith was a downhill battle because you already knew it was gonna happen.
Wow,
So it
but
wasn't-
I loved seeing the turn. Although I don't think he was the best actor in the world.
No, yeah,
he's
that's,
pretty
yeah.
bad actually.
He's really
to
bad.
Me, it was it was like, oh, you didn't even. It was like, oof, wow, that's bad.
I can feel the anger.
yeah,
He's super
yeah.
angry.
He was that.
If
was,
your eyes weren't animated red right now, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
yeah,
Right.
he did not know how to emote.
So
at
Lord
all.
Apoc says Star Wars is a fairy tale. Trek is a social comment, and I couldn't agree more with that.
It is, but
But I also have to fight that back because Star Trek is a TV show as well as a movie. So Star Trek does have more of a chance to put out things that are more culturally relevant for that time period.
yes,
Star Wars makes mostly movies.
but people like fairy tales.
That's
So
true.
for-
I mean, Star Trek is technically a fairy tale in a way, but it's
fairy
it's-
tale
but
based in science.
But it's an achievable. I mean, definitely achieve. I think at some point, definitely anything in that show
Yeah.
is achievable.
yeah.
Plus, a lot of things that have been in Star Trek have actually come out in real life. So, I mean, like,
yeah. To a certain extent, you could say you could kind of draw the parallel
Yeah.
from that to what some of the tech that we have today. I mean, hell, if you look at the tricorder that the doctor would use, or the little communication device.
Yeah.
What we have today is probably
phones,
superior to what they had
Hell
then.
yeah.
But
I get Snapchat.
I know. No, it's crazy when you think about the technology that came off that show that we actually are using today.
And I think if you really think about it, it's only been about 8 years of that.
Yeah.
We really because I was in high school when
first-
smartphones came out when I was in high school.
Wow. Okay.
So like the first
a few years
iPhone came
older.
out when I was either a sophomore or junior.
I think it was what, like 2005
2005
or 6?
No, 2007. I think
2007.
2007,
Okay.
2008.
Okay.
So it came out when I was a sophomore, I think, and then like the G1 came out for Android.
Right.
So and I was actually an Android user for a while. But either way, all those things, they're really like 8-10 years old, not even that old. Like
Yeah.
this whole thing is super new.
Yeah. It is, and that's the part. I think it goes to mindset. A lot of people see Star Trek as more based on reality. I don't know. You really can't. I mean, you can say it is because, like the guy said, fairy tale, religious, whatever you want to call Star Wars, it's more it's more mythology, I guess, than science fiction.
Yeah.
It is definitely mythology.
Now I will give Star Wars one thing. Star Wars has great fan fiction movies,
Has great what?
fan fiction films.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch some YouTube fan fiction films?
Yeah.
Star Trek has some decent ones, but Star Wars has some really good ones. Like things that I would watch if they were real.
Yeah.
Like if they had a full featured film or a TV show, I would totally watch.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, listen. Here's a couple other things that I wrote down that definitely would put Star Wars over the top. Now, there's nothing that you're going to be able to say to top this. There's nothing that's cooler than Force lightning in Star Trek. Nothing. There's nothing that is as cool as Force lightning.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, we can beam.
What's that?
You're gonna use Force lightning. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's super cool.
Guy shooting lightning out of his hands.
I can make
What's
my
cooler
body
than-
disintegrate into small particles over a slipstream of
I
data.
can make your body disintegrate with Force lightning.
Yeah, but then you're burning me. Like I'm just saying, Force lightning's cool, but I can transport you anywhere I want.
All right, but
I'm just saying. You said you coming in for these big guns. You're like, oh, Force lightning. Force lightning is cool to watch, but the ability to teleport. I mean, what would you rather have? The ability to kill people every time you wanted to, or the ability to teleport?
If I could shoot lightning out of my hands, that would be the coolest thing ever.
You just have a sniper. Like somebody's in right here. Like you can't see me.
I'm just shooting
Replicators. Oh yeah, replicators. Holy crap, replicators.
Oh, okay.
You can make anything you want in Star Trek. You'd be like, I want a coffee.
Yeah, but if you're a Jedi, you don't have wants and needs.
Exactly, you're a boring robot, which is why I think that's why I hate the whole like you have to be like good or bad, because it's like regular people aren't good or bad, and the best kind of people. And in Star Trek, they show that with Spock, a half Vulcan, half human.
Yeah,
He's better. He's a better Vulcan because of his human side.
yeah. The emotion does.
Jedis would be
kinda-
better people if they weren't just all purely good.
They have to be though,
No, they really don't.
or they'll slip to the dark side if they let the desires and wants.
I mean, a Jedi can have sex. God damn it. Let him
That's right, a Jedi
let him
can
have sex.
That's right. A Jedi can have sex. Spock can't have sex, can he?
Spock.
I guess he can.
I think he can have sex.
Spock
Wait, you talking about like physically able
Yeah.
to, or like mentally,
I mean,
or like spiritually? I
what
guess,
are we,
or-
I mean, we're
I
not
mean,
women,
physically,
we're talking
physically, I'm pretty sure he's able to have sex.
I don't know.
He's a Klingon. I'm pretty sure, not Klingon. He's a Vulcan. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Vulcans
does he
have
have
the same
kids? I
He
gotta
does
brush
have
up on my Star Trek knowledge here.
Pon Farr. Oh yeah, Pon Farr. Yeah.
Huh? Who's
Lord
you're the
Apoc.
man, Lord Apoc. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Star Trek fan.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't even know how. I'm gonna have to. What's the name there? I'm gonna look that up. Ponfar.
Pon Farr.
Ponfar. I gotta brush up on that. But that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's all right. Wants, desires, and all that kind of stuff. It's more. Again, we've talked about this before. It's based on mythology and
Yeah.
everything. But it's that's what takes it here, because people want movies to be escapism, and Star Wars is more escapism than
Yes.
Star Trek. I would say. Although, I mean, Star Trek is escapism too, but Star Wars just takes you to galaxies far away and everything. And
Far,
you can
far
s-
away.
Far, far away.
Yeah.
But Star Trek is based in Earth in 2000, or what is it, 3000, whatever the year it is that Star Trek is based in. You know what I mean? But, okay, well, so I said Force lightning, the Force in general. Who is the Sith are the baddest MFers anywhere.
The badass MFers that literally always lose.
Not always. They've
You know who the France of Star Wars is? The Sith. They can only beat themselves.
Well, the Sith haven't officially lost yet because you see Mr. Prel Pert Hair Kylo Ren, who is kind of.
All I'm
slipping
saying is that
into-
they need to explain what happened between episode 6 and 7.
In what manner? What do you mean?
Oh, we won the Resistance won, and then episode 7 comes out. The Resistance is still here. We're just fighting this new order.
Little pockets. We
We need to figure out what's going on there. Well, apparently they're a pocket that's strong enough to beat the newfound government that we finally won in episode
The
6.
newfound government was teetering. They just needed to get completely pushed over. I mean,
Yeah, Borg. That's true. I love the Borg. Borg is like my favorite. The thing is, we're not using Borg because it's older, but we've been talking about the Borg. I love the Borg. Romulans are kind of too earthy to me, but I love the Borg.
Borg is badass. The Borg, that square ship, and how they're just. Although it looked kind of cheesy. I mean, they didn't look all that impressive because I don't know. It looked like something you could make in your house.
Well, I mean, for the time period.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I feel like if they were to bring back out the Borg, they would look insane.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm pretty sure I read something that a ship that is shaped as a square is actually better built for space travel than like a penis.
Like a. What about the Death Star?
I don't know.
Wonder why would.
Well, the Death Star. Well, I guess it does travel. Where's the burners?
Does the Death Star travel?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's usually just based out.
Maybe
there
it just sits
until
there.
It destroys
I'm pretty sure. Maybe it just sits there. I don't know.
You know what? Anybody else? No.
They did because remember in not episode 7. Rogue One, they bring the Death Star over.
But it's just in orbit, though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't like land.
So I don't know if it really travels other than I wonder.
Maybe it just uses light speed and just like teleports.
Does anybody out there know that? I'm gonna write that down. So far I got Ponfar and does the Death Star travel?
I mean, it's got to travel because it went and it blew up where the main everybody was at on in Rogue One.
I keep saying Endor, but it's not Endor.
I can't remember the planet.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was the planet with all the cool stuff on it.
Yeah, what the hell is the name? Why do I keep saying Endor? It's not Endor.
But yeah, they traveled there with the Death Star to shoot it with the new
there?
weapon.
Or wasn't it just out in the? Did they travel there? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
pretty sure.
I don't know. It's maybe some.
The Death Star travels. That's what Lord Apoc says. Alderaan. Yeah, because it shot Alderaan,
okay.
and then it
it
travels.
Okay,
For sure.
Alderaan.
It doesn't make any sense how it travels because honestly, like, whereas like you never see any burners.
No, you don't. Yeah, how does it travel?
Yeah.
See, I gotta have.
It's like Futurama where it doesn't like space moves, it doesn't move.
Yeah, I gotta have some. I gotta have some real. I know it's crazy, but you gotta have something based in reality to accept. Because I gotta know how it moves. Like, yeah, what is the propulsion on the Death Star? I don't know. Now other stuff.
Personally, I just think Star Trek makes more sense.
Yeah, if you're just basing it on reality and real science, it does make more sense. But that's the question. Isn't what makes more sense? It's which universe is better.
Scarif. That was episode 7, wasn't it? No, that was Rogue One. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Scarif.
Yeah. What? Okay. Oh, we talked about lightsabers versus phasers.
Yep.
We both agreed lightsabers are way cooler. Even if you didn't, I'm just saying we.
Do you guys have a hand signal?
A what?
Do you guys have one of these?
We don't need that.
You guys have one of these though?
We don't. Nobody needs that.
It uses ion engines.
No, but
what the fuck is an ion engine? We're bad nerds, man.
I know. I'm gonna have to. I got the cutaway book at home where the thing is.
So I have a question for you. Did you prefer the new Khan or the old Khan? So Benedict Cumberbatch or the other actor? I can't remember his name.
You're talking about Ricardo Montalban.
Yes.
The original.
Yes.
Wow. I gotta go original, man.
Really?
He was a badass. Well, are you going original like 1966 Ricardo Montalban from Star Trek the series? Or are you talking from the Wrath of Khan movie? The second Star Wars. I
believe it's the movie.
Star Trek movie.
I believe it's the movie. Yeah.
If you're talking, well, I mean, both of them were awesome, but Ricardo Montalban kicked ass, and that's it. I'd have to go with him.
Yeah.
Benedict, he was okay. He was all right, but
explain how Starkiller Base targets anything. Yes, please explain that.
Explain what?
Starkiller Base. So the new Death Star,
right?
The planet that basically sucks the suns out.
Right.
How the fuck does that target things? It kills planets from super far away.
The targeting system.
I'm just saying. We all know that episode 7 was a rehash of episode 4. That's why it was so
Yeah.
aggravating.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still good to see.
Wait, are you really gonna sit here and say you didn't think Rogue One was a phenomenal movie?
I think Rogue One was a great movie.
Well, didn't you just say though that it was
Episode
just a
7.
rehash?
Episode 7.
Oh, episodes. Okay,
Episode
I keep. Yeah.
Remember.
It's
Rogue
hard
One
for me
is a
to
Star
keep
Wars
that straight.
story.
Right. It's hard for me to keep that straight.
Han Solo comes out next year.
Okay, here. How about this? Name one movie, one Star Trek movie. You could use whatever universe you want to use
Uh-huh.
that is as good as any of the top 4 Star Wars movies. You can't. That's one thing. There's no argument. There's not one Star Trek movie that's as good as any of the top. We can argue the bottom part of Star Wars,
Yeah.
Phantom Menace and all that, which is the only bad Star Wars movie.
Okay.
But you cannot argue. There is not one Star Trek movie that could even come close to Empire, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, or even Force Awakens, which it sounds like you don't like as much as the others.
It's a bad movie.
There's not one. My argument is Star Trek is okay.
Lord Apoc says First Contact.
No.
I can't argue with the old movies because I don't know them.
No.
But the new ones,
no.
the thing is, I actually have a movie that is better than... the thing is, not better than Empire.
Okay.
So everything but Empire, this movie is better than.
Which one?
And it's from the new Chris Pine movies.
Which one?
I personally think, with my personal thoughts, that that Star Trek, the reboot, is better than every other movie in the Star Wars series, except for Empire Strikes Back and maybe Rogue One.
Nah. Wait.
And Attack of the Clones, maybe.
You mean to tell me?
Star Trek Beyond was really good, but the thing is, it was so linear that I didn't enjoy the whole thing.
You mean to tell me you think the Star Trek reboot,
Yes.
which I thoroughly enjoyed, I love Chris Pine.
Great
Pine.
actor.
In fact, Scotty I thought was good, was well cast.
Miss you, Scotty. R.I.P.
Yeah, that sucks.
Illuminati,
What
man.
a way to go out like that, man. That was awful. What a way. If you're gonna go, that's not the way you want to
Such
go.
a great actor.
That was awful.
You had to kill that. You had to kill him.
That was really
Well, no,
really
Scotty didn't die, but you know what I
No,
mean.
in real life.
No, I wasn't Scotty.
Oh, wait, which was one? No, yeah, I'm talking
was,
Chekhov.
Chekhov.
Yeah,
died,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thinking Chekhov. That sucked, though, to go out the way Chekhov went out. Yeah, it wasn't Scotty, you're right.
Yeah. Scotty's the red-haired dude.
Right.
The English actor. I can't remember his name.
Right. Yeah, I screwed that up. I was getting it mixed up. But still, it was a sucky way to die for Chekhov. But what was my point was...
I mean, Han got killed by his son, so...
My point was... no, you can't. Star Trek. It was a good movie. Again, we're being realistic here. We like both. It was a good movie.
Okay.
But it's just it wasn't as nearly as impactful. It's not even the same universe as Empire, Return of the Jedi, even Revenge of the. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you want to argue Revenge of the Sith, I'll put it right below it. But it ain't better than Rogue One. It ain't better than Force Awakens.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What makes Rogue One better than Star Trek the reboot?
Rogue One
Like, just simple fact. What makes it better?
was awesome because it was the first Star Wars movie that was gritty and dark, and everyone dies, and they were unapologetic about it. And we didn't have the Force. We weren't relying on the Force and lightsabers and all that kind of stuff to carry the movie. It was gritty. It was dark. People died. It was nasty. It was. You know what it was? It was a war movie. It was a war movie from the 40s, made in 2016. It was just. It was. You remember? Did you see Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, of course.
It was Saving Private Ryan, all the battle scenes except in space somewhere. It was, I loved it.
All right, so what we just heard is that Rogue One is better than Star Trek the reboot because it has more action scenes.
Well, not just the action scenes. It was
gritty.
Emotional heft. It was gritty. It was grimy. People died.
Well, the thing is, they died because they had to, because it was portrayed in between episode 3 and 4.
Of course they.
So they had to die because then those characters have to be in those other movies, which they're not, obviously.
Of course they had to. Of course they. Yeah. Hey, you can't take that away from it. Yeah, they did have to die. But that's what made it so good. Every Star Wars movie, pretty much everybody we care about makes it through. Almost every movie, they make it through. They're saved. Hey, everybody's happy. We're gonna walk down the grand hallway, and all the Ewoks are gonna be dancing in the trees, and Chewbacca's gonna be standing there, and all that good stuff. Didn't happen in this one. There wasn't any.
There was no party.
Was no party.
We went right into episode 4 at the end of it.
People died. Right. People died. Although I thought. Now, am I getting my two movies mixed up?
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
They had the Carrie Fisher
She looked
CGI in
creepy.
that.
That was creepy to me. It looked really creepy.
Well,
But-
we're hitting that time.
oh, are we?
So we have to. I think we should hit our closing statements.
Okay.
So real quick, I'm gonna check the chat real quick. So iPeaks, Star Trek has changed the future of our civilization. Star Wars is a good movie. Enough said. Am I right? You are right. So like we said at the beginning, I know some people did come in a little bit later. We're both very huge Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans.
Yes.
He actually knows more about the older Star Trek than me, but we went with this. So hey, it's okay. Your audio is desynced, by the way. We know our audio is desynced. We're trying to figure out a fix for it. When we put the video on YouTube, I do fix the audio, so it's synced up. I'm still trying to figure it out for the stream. I don't know why, which is why I'm usually behind the mic. But Lord Apoc says, Space Wizards suck.
So what was that?
Space Wizards suck.
Space Wizards suck.
So my closing statement for this is a couple of things. Star Trek is better than Star Wars for a couple of reasons. One, George Lucas has literally said out loud,
Okay.
that Star Wars was meant for kids. Now, I'm saying that with a grain of salt because, like most adults these days, I also love things that are made for kids.
Right.
So, I mean, I play video games for pretty much a living in a way.
Right.
But Star Trek isn't made for children. It's made for everyone.
Yes.
So there are adult moments in Star Trek. There are a lot of adult moments in Star Trek.
Yes.
There are very little and far between adult concepts in Star Wars, except for the ones that are translatable from a childhood.
Okay.
My next thing would be the fact that I think we have better villains. We have more villains to choose from. We're not just
Darth Vader.
You guys are top heavy. We've talked about it
All I
before.
gotta say is Darth Vader.
Star Wars is top heavy. Yeah. You have the most iconic villain pretty much of our society, but you have one.
Yes.
I mean,
He's
we
one
have
badass,
we have
though.
we have a pretty decent amount.
And like you said, Star Wars is top heavy.
It is top heavy.
Whereas Star Trek is more.
And we're also looking at a series that is Star Wars is focused on film, and Star Trek is mostly actually focused, I would say, on
more TV shows. Yeah, I have one part of my I didn't mean to cut you.
You're good.
This is one irrefutable fact that no one, Lord Apoc, or any other fan of Star Trek could even come close to arguing. There's one irrefutable fact about why Star Wars is superior. All I gotta say is John Williams, the music,
Music
the
was really
soundtrack.
good.
It's iconic. And the crawl at the beginning of the movie is going up the crawl. That is just iconic. There's
So who does
not
the
an
music?
iconic movie
Who does the
from Star
music
Trek.
in the prequels?
John Williams.
Does he?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did all of it.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah,
You sure?
absolutely.
Hold on a second. I gotta fact check that one. There's a name that's in my head right now.
I'm absolutely.
It might be
sure.
the music guy. So wait, what was his name?
John Williams.
John
Although
Williams. Yeah, John
the crawl and all that, wasn't in Rogue One. I believe they made a point of saying that wasn't a part of Rogue One.
Okay. All right.
It is. See?
For some reason, I thought it was somebody else. I'm not even gonna say who because I don't want to look like an idiot.
It's always.
What makes that irrefutable?
Because give me the music from Star Trek.
I mean, Star Trek does have a lot of good music.
Right. Boom. John Williams. That's all I gotta say. There's no argument for that. You can argue phasers. You can argue.
But Star Trek does have good music.
It's not, but it's not iconic. There's nobody. The crawl up the screen, the words crawling up the screen, and that music. It's just there's not the march, the Imperial March music. All that, the Darth Vader's intro. There aren't moments in Star Trek that could even come close. There's nothing.
So basically, you have more iconic openings and iconic. You have more iconic things.
The music. Each character, each scene, it has it. There's in Star Trek. There's that opening. That's it. There's nothing even close.
iPeak says, guys, Star Wars is just an allegory for pre and post World War II, mixed with American exceptionalism, The music is better. I will be honest. It gives me chills every time I hear it. So, and I'm reading this quote. I'm like, that was that's not saying that was my opinion, but music is good. But I wouldn't say that's the reason why Star Wars is completely better.
That's just one.
Now
of
the thing is, these are just our opinions.
Right.
So it's. I mean, honestly, this is a time old, conflict.
And money.
Which one is
Star
better?
Wars made more
Which
money.
one is better? Okay, well, if you want to go real quick, my argument for anybody that says something is when it comes to art, if somebody says that it's better because it makes more money, listen, most of the best artists made $0 because their stuff wasn't actually good until they died. Look, art is not valued, in my opinion, or it doesn't. You can't confirm quality of art based off of how much income it's made. Obviously, that is a great numeric way to see how it does.
Right.
But popularity does not garnish actual quality.
In all honesty, I agree.
I mean, fucking fidget spinners were popular.
Yeah.
There's nothing artistic about that.
No, not at all. In all honesty, I agree. I do agree with that. I just like bringing up that it made more money.
It does make more money.
I agree. Money doesn't. Yeah, that
It does help.
But
it does help.
But the music.
But you guys decide out there. You guys let us know. I'll be on Twitter. Yeah, I'm on Twitter all the time. So at RNRT_Scott, hit me up. Let me know what you guys think. Star Wars, Star Trek, and why you think it is. Also, we have Facebook at Real Nerds RT. Find us over there. Find us over at YouTube. I'll put some of the links in the chat before we go. We're also going to be doing the extralife.org 24-hour stream on November 4th for our local hospital. So it's going to be Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. If you go to our Facebook page, the link is pinned to that page. You can donate over there. All the donations go straight to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is our local children's hospital. We hope to see you here for the 24-hour stream on November 4th. The next show after today, which today's Wednesday, so the next show is tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. for Game of the Day with myself and Bobby Law. We'll be playing some good games. I hope to see you then. The next talk show will be Nerds at Night, which will be on Friday morning at 1 a.m. So that's our late night show if you didn't know. 1 a.m. on Friday morning. Hope to see you there. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.